This is for those that are new, this is the Shibboleth lifestyle, which is about weight loss and wellness. Lunch and learn. My name's Travis Martin.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Hello.
I've been a client of Shibboleth, the founder, the client, and teaching Shibboleth for almost 20 years. And I love every minute of it. I love helping people lose weight without pills and potions and gimmicks. It's just amazing to see people accomplish what they can accomplish once they have a little knowledge and they understand behavior modification. It's amazing to watch what you all are accomplishing. Oh, you're at the coffee shop at the Shibby Shop. Yeah, nice. A Tiger 24-day, great, fantastic job, Jennifer. I love those Tiger days. Those Tiger days have actually been responsible for most of my best results the last 2 years. Tiger days and a few lion and shark days mingled in there. Hey, Jody. Merry Christmas, everybody. Well, it sure is good to have you. We'll get started. Chris just finished an 18-hour fast. Terrific. Great job. Y'all know I'm a big believer in fasting. Who can tell me, who can recite the Fast Track Shibboleth Shield components? The Fast Track Shibboleth Shield daily disciplines. Anybody know those? That's how we have a perfect day, and that's how we get into efficient fat burning status. Yes, water, journaling, portion control, timing, and the most important one out of that, well, not the most important, but a very important one, combinations. Why do we need to eat in the right food combinations? Control insulin. What is insulin's role inside of our body? What is insulin's role? Regulates blood sugar. Regulates blood sugar. That's good. But if we're trying to lose weight, it's a fat storage hormone, a growth hormone, accelerates appetite. And when you're in a growth mode, you can't efficiently lose body fat. There's two critical things that you have to accomplish in order to lose body fat and preserve muscle. What are those two important things? If you've got to accomplish two things. Good job, Tammy. Calorie deficit and insulin control through food combining, whereby we're getting enough protein to preserve muscle. What is so important about getting adequate amounts of protein? What does protein break down into? We don't want to lose muscle, right? So the building blocks of muscle are amino acids. And there are two types of amino acids. There are essential amino acids and there are non-essential amino acids. So with plants, we can find, true or false, with plant-based foods, we can find high levels of non-essential amino acids. True or false? With plant foods, we can find high levels of non-essential aminos. Very true, very true. A non-essential amino acid is an amino acid that the body can produce itself, even if it doesn't ingest it. And you also find high levels of non-essential amino acids in plants. True or false? Plants do not contain all essential amino acids, essential ones that your body cannot manufacture. Very true. So if you're subscribing to a vegan lifestyle, it would be important to supplement with what? What would we need? Since the vegan lifestyle, I've got lots of questions about it lately. Is the reason I bring it up. Since that might be one's path because they believe in it, it's important that they supplement with vitamins and essential amino acids and minerals, or else you could end up worse off. You'll lose weight, well, unless you're just buying products in the inner aisles of the grocery store that says vegan. Most of the time, those are just tapioca starch-based, ridiculous stuff. But if you're truly eating plants that grow from the ground, nothing wrong with that. But we've got to supplement with protein, and we've got to supplement with essential amino acids, and we've got to supplement with vitamins. So anything that does not include all of the essential vitamins, minerals, and amino acids that your body needs, to me, is not the best long-term approach to wellness. That's why we push and promote eating all categories of food, but just combined the right way. Does that make sense, everyone? So when we follow this Shibboleth shield, we're getting in all of those essential and non-essential amino acids. Does anyone know? Let me rethink how I'm gonna ask this. I won't do that today. That might be off of the beaten path a little bit. So let's keep looking at this. I might have been taking too big a leap there. So when we're looking at how food breaks down in the body, food breaks down into macronutrients. What are those 4 macronutrients? Protein, carbohydrate, fat, and Travis, who is a little, I differ from the prevailing wisdom out there that is of today. I still call water a macro. Some people in nutritional circles don't. They only say protein, carbohydrate, and fat. So we've established that protein is best used as the building block of muscle. What is carbohydrate best used for? What is carbohydrate best utilized for? Energy, brain fuel, and muscular energy. Not necessarily the best during aerobic. If your goal is to lose weight, carbohydrate should not be utilized before or after aerobic activity. Carbohydrate is best utilized before or after strength training. Does everybody get that distinction? This is called situational nutrition. You're becoming situational experts. Fat is best used as what? The nutrient fat. It's good for brain function, but it also is best used for energy before and after a workout when you're doing aerobic activity. So if you're needing energy for your aerobic activity, then you need to prefer fat over carbohydrate. If you need energy before your strength training activities, you need to prefer carbohydrate as a fuel source. Now, is it acceptable to put together protein and carbohydrate on the same plate? Yes. Is it acceptable to put fat and carbohydrate on the same plate with few exceptions? No. The exceptions are MCT oil and other fats that have high levels of MCTs in them. Animal fats often have more MCTs in them. Plant fats that you might want to write this down. Plant-based fats that have been exposed to high heat are extremely dangerous to the human body. Did y'all know that? They're terrible for your body. Plant-based fats like olive oil are not heat stable. They're best consumed in the right food combination and in their virgin natural state. They are not good for the human body at all when exposed to high temperatures. Now, if we do consume plant-based fats that have been exposed to high temperatures, like say at a restaurant, we need to eliminate what from the plate? My situational experts. I live this every day. That's right. We need to eliminate any energy carbs, complex carbs, or fruit. We do not have to eliminate fiber. Does anyone know the only plant that I know of that has all essential amino acids in it? Seeing what you've learned this year. Hemp does not, but it's close, and I feel the best for vegans. It lacks a couple of different essential amino acids. Not avocado. Soybeans. But soybeans, there is a downfall to soybeans. What is the downfall? Most are genetically modified these days, and consuming large portions of soybeans regulates up your body's production of estrogen, and too much estrogen works against fat loss. I eat soy, but I don't eat much of it. And being a meat eater, I don't really have to worry about getting in essential amino acids. I get plenty from the meat that I eat. Okay. So then we're consuming macros. What do I eat from soybeans? I'm not sure I understand that. Edamame, most of the time it's soy flour that I'm consuming in a protein shake. Soy protein is very slow digesting, which is a good thing. The problem with most soy is it's genetically modified, and I'm not in the camp that's against all genetically modified foods, because it probably at some point genetic modification of foods is going to prevent people from starving. As the planet becomes more and more populated, we will need genetically modified food sources for many, many people. Just a thought. But I prefer to exclude genetically modified foods from my diet at least 80% of the time. 80% of my diet is whole foods combined properly. The other 20% is the products from the inner aisles of the grocery store combined the right way. Does that make sense so far, everyone? Next, macros break down into micronutrients and phytonutrients. What are micronutrients? Micronutrients are your vitamins and minerals. There are two types of vitamins, water soluble and fat soluble. Water soluble vitamins, even if you over consume them, don't really do the body much harm. Many years ago, I fell to the prank too that when you consume a vitamin, if your pee turns yellow, you're not absorbing the vitamin. That was not true. In fact, it's indicative that you probably are absorbing it, but your body is getting rid of the excess. Your water-soluble vitamins are closely related to your energy levels, vitamin B and vitamin C. Vitamin A, D, E, and K are what we call fat-soluble vitamins, and you can overdose on those. Now, that's probably not your problem. It's more likely the problem is that when you're operating in a calorie deficit, because the extra fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K that your body needs to function is stored in the fat. So if they're stored in the fat, along with toxins too, by the way, we get rid of excess fat, we get rid of inflammation and toxins. But we also, when we're getting rid of excess fat, we're getting rid of stored fat-soluble vitamins. So we need to make sure that in times of calorie restriction and deficit, that we are consuming a good vitamin so we see no slowdown in the efficiency of our fat loss. So make sure you're taking a good quality vitamin, not over consuming, but not under consuming. We must fill our nutrient deficiencies in order to maximize our fat loss. Okay. Then you have your phytonutrients. This is where we're going to get our chlorophyll. We're going to get all these amazing antioxidant nutrients that our body needs to ward off cellular damage, to help us with longevity and lifespan. A lot of folks worry that if they're not getting enough plant-based foods, that they will lack some of these phytonutrients. I take a product to make sure I get plenty of phytonutrients, but I do want to say that when you eat animal-based products, you're by default getting in all of those phytonutrients because that animal has also absorbed them, but I do supplement with extra. So just a thought. Jennifer says, I absolutely love these lunch and learns, so important. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right, continuing down this path, we talked about the Shibboleth shield, and that's all that we need to lose body fat and lose it efficiently. We learned this in the fast track system. We learn how to efficiently eradicate excess body fat through following the Shibboleth shield daily disciplines. Then when we go into the Shibboleth journey, we learn about some bonus disciplines that aren't required for fat loss. They're not required to get into a calorie deficit, and they're not required to preserve muscle, but they are bonus disciplines. Does anybody know any of the bonus disciplines? Walking, yes. Walking / aerobic exercise, not anaerobic, but aerobic exercise. Anybody know another one? It's my favorite. It's my favorite weight loss and wellness tool these days. There you go, Nicole, intermittent fasting. So when we fast, an amazing thing turns on in the body at about the 16th hour. Does anybody know what that is? Very good. Autophagy. This phenomenon of autophagy helps clear away toxins from our cells, and our organs begin to shrink. When, at what time frame of your fasting does autophagy peak? Where does it peak and then begin to diminish somewhat? It turns on, sorry, I might have jumped course there. It turns on at 16, but it peaks at, it hits a high at 36 hours. So anywhere between 16 and 36 hours of fasting allows for our body to turn on the phenomenon of autophagy and clear away toxins from the cells. And better yet, it causes our organs, our internal organs, to shrink. Now, at the end of our fast, including sleep, at the end of our fast, when we start consuming, then our organs begin to expand again, but they expand. Why? Let me back up. This is a good one. Maybe y'all know, maybe you don't. Let's say that I did adhere to one 36-hour fast in a week. My organs have shrank, and I'm about to feed for the first time. And then I feed. My organs begin to expand, but they expand healthier than they were. Why are they expanding? Does anyone know? After a fast. Cell regeneration is occurring. Let me put it to you this way. The life and the health of the flesh is in the blood. So when we consume food, our organs get increased what? Increased blood flow. Cleaner blood because we fasted, healthier blood because we fasted, and now the blood flow is reconstituting that organ. And every time you go through that phenomenon, you're getting a little bit healthier. So common teaching out in the nutritional world is that if one wants to lose weight, they should be consuming 5 to 6 small meals per day to keep the metabolism firing and going. Why is that a problem for me? Why do I vehemently disagree with that? I heard a conversation just a few days ago with some expert telling someone, while I sit in a waiting room, telling someone that they should graze all day on small meals. Very good. It harms regeneration, and your body never, ever gets a break. Food is not our God. Okay. Good job, everyone. Y'all are nailing it today. Old Trav doesn't have a lot to teach you. You know it so well. It's good stuff. So, when we're consuming these foods, protein, carbohydrate, and fat, out of those 3 nutrients, we'll include water too, out of those 4 macros, which one through consumption, now we're talking about real food, not white bread, white rice, white pasta. No, that you don't get any blood flow from that. The body does not have to break those foods down. We're talking about category 3, category 5, 1 through 7. Out of those macros, protein, carbohydrate, and fat, and water, you consume those, which of those nutrients get the least blood flow to the digestive system when you consume? Fat. Good job. See how a lot of this is logical? Then, which one do you get the next most from outside of fat? Carbs. And then lastly, protein. So protein and the part of carbs that's fiber cause increased blood flow to the digestive system. When I get increased blood flow to the digestive system through the consumption of food, we call this the blank effect of food. The blank effect of food. The thermic, that's right, the thermic effect of food, meaning that protein burns a lot of itself off through digestion, meaning when you consume 100 calories, it's really like you consumed half those calories. When you consume fiber, it's like you consumed no calories. When you consume carb, it's like you consumed most of the calories, but not all. And then fat, you consume the calories. Fat in the form of fat is easily stored as fat, especially if you have a transport system. Got a question here from Sheila Elrod. After a 16 to 18 hour fast, what should my first meal be? Any Shibboleth approved meal, but for best results, a red column or yellow column meal if you're in the weight loss mode. Patricia says, I had COVID in September and started losing my hair. Went to get it cut and told her about COVID, and she asked if I had a lot of protein. Can you have too much protein? How much is too much? Great question for your physician, dependent upon your underlying kidney disease, if you have any kidney disease. There's never been a documented case from a healthy person orally ingesting too much protein. Protein has been vilified. Now, if someone has kidney failure, renal failure, they need to check with their doctor. But I will assure you, you're not getting too much protein. Now, who told you that? Let me see. It was your hairdresser, right? So, are you with me? Okay, so protein and fat is what helps our hair health. And a lot of times when you're losing hair, that can be a bad sign, but it's also happens a lot when one is losing weight and the body is going through a regeneration cycle. So are you having hair loss that's not coming back, or is it temporary? But what I would suggest is to eat plenty of healthy fats and plenty of protein. If you want to see hair fall out, don't eat protein. Now, if you're concerned, if you're getting enough protein, you need to take, now this is a quick math. There's a more ideal way to do this, but we won't have time to do it. Take your ideal body weight and divide by 2. So if your ideal body weight is 120 pounds and you divide that by 2, that's 60. So you should be getting somewhere between 60 and 120 grams of protein per day. Does that make sense? If you're a little under, a little over, it's just not that big of a deal. The body has a hard time converting protein to fat and storing it as fat. Tiffany says, I am still a newbie and have not done any intermittent fasting. Should I start with a 30? No. I would not start with a 36-hour fast. I would start with a 16-hour one, including sleep, and then build into a 36-hour fast a few times a month. Hope that helps. And also good advice from Tiffany about hair loss, have your thyroid checked. Yeah, Angelia says she's not getting too much, she's not getting enough. Agreed. Protein helps to grow the hair. That's why the stylist asked, probably. So says Angelia. Agreed. Good stuff, good conversations. Now, all this stuff I'm giving you, I did to give you some Nutrition 101 today. Nutrition 101. But here's what I love about Shibboleth. If that's all I give you, how do we apply that, implement that information in a practical, sustainable, and fun approach to weight loss and wellness? And that's what Shibboleth does. We learn how to combine everyday grocery foods that roam the earth and grow from the ground in such a way that we can target and remove unwanted toxicity in the form of excess fat. And we can do so in an easy way. The Shibboleth Shield takes care of everything I talked about today without you having to think about it. So once you learn some simple food combining rules, and then you learn behavior modification and implementation, life is going to change for the better. We've just got to keep going, keep moving forward, and have a good time. Have a good time with food. Don't overindulge in it, except for on your holidays. So y'all are killing it. I'm really shocked at all of the knowledge here. Great job, everybody. Great job. So we're going to open it up to Q&A now. Any questions? It could be on subject or off subject, doesn't matter. Any questions from me? Tanya, when doing an 18-hour fast, what's the best timing for eating meals, trying to finish eating by 6:30? So we just do the math there. That allows for a 6-hour eating window because you're doing an 18-hour fast. So you're looking at 12:30 to 6:30 there if we back into that math. So your eating window for 2 to 3 meals would be 12:30 to 6:30. And I commend you for trying to stop your eating before the sun has set too far, because our circadian rhythm changes, our metabolic responses change after the sun sets. So great job, Tanya. Any other questions for me today? We've eaten unawarely for so long, we don't realize the effect that the nighttime has on the body, that the best sleep times are. We just don't think about that. We're letting our environment and people manage us instead of us managing our environment and people. Oh, that's Patricia. Patricia Hurt. Hey, in Marietta, Georgia, that is 5:30 now. Yeah, so you just back into the math. So if you're trying to accomplish a 20-hour fast, you have a 4-hour eating window. You get to determine when that 4-hour eating window is. My favorite intermittent fasting times are not the best ones, but doing what I can do is better than not doing it at all. My favorite fast time eating window times are 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. or even, excuse me, 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. Now, what would be ideal if you're trying to fast? Probably a 20-hour fast with a 4-hour eating window where you cut off your consumption before sunset. If you were looking for the pinnacle, the optimal, it'd be a 20-hour fast, eat properly combined foods in a 4-hour eating window where you're done before the sun sets. That's when you'll get the best sleep recovery at night. I don't do that because I like a satisfying meal in the evening. So I don't do that. I might pull that off once a year. Anybody else? Good stuff on Facebook. Becky, what is the best oil to roast vegetables in? If you're still here, sorry, I missed that earlier. The best oil to roast vegetables in would be ghee butter. That's a butter fat. Ghee butter or MCT oil. That's my opinion. So there you go. Now, it's not that you can't use olive oil or vegetable oils. You can use those. They're all allowed. But on the plate, if you're having vegetable oils other than coconut, ghee, or MCT, any other vegetable oil on the plate would exclude category 3s and 5s on a perfect day. Nicole, I'd like to hear your thoughts on proper sleep and the impact on weight loss. It has some impact on weight loss. The main thing that has impact on weight loss is calorie deficit and insulin control. But when you don't get good sleep and you don't get good recovery, you lack energy. Keep in mind, anything that stimulates energy, naturally or unnaturally, will allow for you to burn more calories, which is stored fat. So if I get good rest, I'm going to be more productive today. If I get good sleep recovery, I'm going to be much more alert. Example, did you know that you burn more calories sleeping than you do watching TV? You burn more calories sleeping than watching TV. So anytime I'm sleeping or I'm getting good sleep and recovery and I get up the next day and I'm more productive, I have more alertness, I'm physically more actionable, I'm going to burn more calories. I'm already in a calorie deficit. Now, what does that mean over the course of a day? Maybe I get an extra 100 calorie burn. Well, that's not a lot. There are 3,500 calories stored in a pound of fat. But take 100 times 30 days, that's an extra pound of fat you'll lose. Just over something like being more productive during your day, moderately more productive. But sleep, in and of itself, doesn't hinder or progress weight loss directly. But what it does do is help you with longevity and help you with overall wellness. And especially if you're exercising and doing any strength training, you'll need that recovery time. As well, if you're not getting enough sleep, you're going to be immune compromised. In this day and time with the pandemic, we should all be concerned about being immune compromised. Do y'all know what compromises the immune system? The two things that compromise it more than anything else, in my estimation, and I believe I can make a solid case for this scientifically, the lack of sleep. Let me give you three. The lack of sleep, the lack of sunlight, and excess fat. Best sleep times, try to get your sleep, not saying I do. I go to bed later than this most nights, but try to get your sleep from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. That's when your brain is releasing the most recovery hormone. Tiffany, with IMF, do you suggest actual meals or meal replacements? I always suggest actual meals, but what I do is quite different. When I'm intermittent fasting, I will usually have 1 to 2 meal replacements, just because of my day, the taxing of my day, and maybe not being prepared with whole food meals that I've cooked up. But I prefer the yellow column meal replacements, -2 or -3, and then a good solid robust whole food meal. You'll actually lose weight quicker with meal replacements than you will whole food if those meal replacements are -2 or -3. But that doesn't mean it's preferred. What we're looking for is a good partnership between weight loss and wellness, and whole food are always going to dominate and outperform meal replacements from a wellness standpoint. Patricia says if MCT if the temperature, very important point, because this is counterintuitive what Patricia brings up. So she throws in MCT at more than 325 degrees is going to smoke. You would think that that means it's not heat stable, but on the contrary, it means it is heat stable, meaning if high temperatures are applied to it, its integrity will not be violated. It will just dissipate its heat and go away. You can't burn it. Y'all follow me? Whereas olive oil, you can burn it and not know it, and then it's really bad for you. It's really bad for the body. Sugar, starch, and hydrogenated plant fats are killing our people. Travis, I'm almost at my goal weight, got 15 pounds to go, and I miss eating my fruit. When I get to maintenance, will I be able to eat a bit more than a condiment amount of fruit? You may. When you reach maintenance, any fruit in the right portion, 100 calories, can be utilized as a snack by itself, as long as it's not pureed or juiced. Does that make sense? Yes, the digestive system is where our immune system thrives. Your gut health is it's like your body's real brain. So you want to maintain good gut health with fasting and probiotics, a lot of good flora. So good observation, Nicole. Yeah, lack of exercise compromises immune health too. Sure does. Yeah, it was crazy to me back during the pandemic that they wanted to keep people from going outside. That's absolutely blew my mind. That's crazy. They were telling us around the house for the first couple of weeks of lockdown to go back in the house. I'm like, what? It's crazy, freaking people. Sorry. Makes me want to say wordy dirds. Berries cannot be pureed in maintenance. I just don't prefer it, you know. When you puree and juice fruit, you've got a sugar bomb. What you're doing is taking a delicious and amazing God-given plant that's here for our sustenance, and you're processing it. You're processing it yourself, making it easier to digest, and then all of that fruit sugar is already processed, and it sends your blood sugar up higher, which means more resultant insulin. Now, if you want to puree it in maintenance, once y'all get into maintenance, I hope you have found your own personal version of Shibboleth. And if it's working for you, it's working for you. I'm not going to harp on somebody juicing if they're in maintenance, but I don't know why we do that. I just don't. Not when you're taking something that's so delicious and healthy and you're processing it and it becomes a fructose bomb. I don't know why we do that. But if you have to, because you feel like it's better for absorption, you can do it. You just need to make sure there's enough protein and fiber in there with it in your smoothie to help somewhat control insulin. Yeah, there's really now I know that people disagree with me all over the planet. There's really no such thing as a healthy smoothie. Let me put it a different way. There's no such thing as a healthier smoothie than what went in the blender. It would be healthier to have it before it went in the blender. But if you love them, it's certainly better than a milkshake. Yeah, especially if there's some fibrous veggies pureed in there too. You're doing the body's work for, you're doing the processing for your body. So don't take this wrong. I've got some good friends that juice and they do well. They're in great shape. But let me ask you this question. When was the last time stuff was pureed and juiced for you in your life? It was when you were a baby, right? Baby food. We're adults. So unless it's something you really enjoy and get a lot of pleasure out of, I would refrain from juicing or smoothies. But nothing wrong with that if you want to do it and the ingredients are right. I'm just giving you optimization. If I take zero drag vitamins, can I take a probiotic vitamin also? Does zero drag need to be taken with food? I would take zero drag with my largest meal of the day to prevent and avoid any nausea. If you're taking Pro Plus, it already has probiotics in it. If you're not taking Pro Plus, I would definitely take a probiotic. The best one that I have found on the market is from seed.com. Anybody else? Smoothies and juicing is big market. It's been said that it's great for folks that have cancer and all kind of things because you absorb more of the micronutrition, but you're offsetting that with the worst possible thing for cancer, and that's called insulin. So we get all these great vitamins and we absorb them a little better, but we're also provoking a huge insulin response, which is horrible for cancer patients. So no matter how we want to slice and dice this up, we have to look at what is the end result of juicing or smoothies. And typically, unless they have some sort of digestive problem where they can't digest fibrous plants, then I just don't ever recommend juicing. I got a good friend who owns a juice smoothie shop, and he gets upset every time I say this, but I can't lie. I look like a Christmas card. Thank you. I don't know if that was good, but yeah, Lara did this background for me. The $49 is lifetime, not monthly. Yes, it is. We are a ministry first and foremost. We keep our prices very low. It is a $49 lifetime membership for the beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels of Shibboleth. Yeah, Connie, I believe that's Connie. I can't see the full name in Zoom, but yeah, all 3 tablets with the largest meal of the day. Now you can spread out, you can do 1 tablet with each meal if you like. That probably would be better, but I take mine when I'm on zero drag with my largest meal. Right now I'm on AdvoCare products. Thank you, Joni, for posting that. Yeah, it does say to take 3, but you can take 1 with each eating episode, or 2 with an eating episode and 1 with an eating episode if you're only having 2 eating episodes. Amen. Sheila says, Travis, I am a cancer survivor. God bless you, Sheila. God bless you. Glad that you're still with us. And she says sugar is a killer. It is. Sugar and insulin are growth factors to cancer. Sad but true. And it also keeps your body in a very acidic state. Oh, you weren't being ugly at all. It does look like a Christmas card. Which is preferred most, zero drag or AdvoCare one? Again, I wish I could say zero drag, but AdvoCare is superior to zero drag. Zero drag a little more affordable per month, but AdvoCare a much superior product to zero drag. Amen, Sheila. Amen. So with AdvoCare, if you're trying to get the equivalence of zero drag, you need Coreplex, and then it's it's really good during times of calorie deficit at all times, really, and for inflammation in the body to get Omegaplex. So if you have Coreplex and Omegaplex, you're getting everything you need there. If you're also wanting weight loss components, don't get Coreplex and a Megaplex and get MNS, Metabolic Nutrition System, Omni or Delta. And then you also have in there Coreplex and a Megaplex along with some herbs that help elevate metabolism and control appetite. Anyone else? Any other questions today? I do have a link. If you use my link, it helps Shibboleth. And here it is. I've been consuming their products, www.blowtorchfat.com. I've been consuming their products since the late 90s. I consumed their very first product, Spark. Thank you, Patricia. So hope you can see, oh, I didn't do it to everyone. Let me try it again. www.blowtorchfat.com. Blowtorchfat.com. www.blowtorchfat.com. Don't get Coreplex, Omegaplex, and MNS. You only need one or the other. And then also, as everyone knows, I'm a big Spark drinker. Spark. And then during holidays, I take Carbees and Fibertrim and have gotten great results because it helps negate some of the insulin you get from a holiday. Any other questions? Explain Omni and Delta. Delta, here's the best way to explain it. Delta, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, if we were rating the products, Delta on a scale of 1 to 10, from a weight loss standpoint is a 10, from a wellness standpoint is an 8. Omni, from a weight loss standpoint, is an 8, and from a wellness standpoint is a 10. So both are great right now. I'm currently taking Delta because I'm trying to lose weight that I've put on since my blown Achilles. I'm just now getting back active, and I put on a good 10 pounds trying to get that off. Jenny, when silver and gold are discontinued, what do I need to do to stay active? I'm a lifetime member. Nothing. There won't be any negative changes, but changes for the better as far as the construct of our program. We're getting away from those terms, and what now is silver and gold will be the Shibboleth journey. So we'll have fast track, the Shibboleth journey, and Tiger's Eye, and then our partner or sponsorship levels. So right now, when you go into the website and you find fast track, you see a lap system. In 2022, after you finish fast track, you'll go right into the Shibboleth journey, which is a deep dive into nutrition. And there'll be a series of videos that you'll watch just like you watch the fast track videos. Then when you're done with that, you can go into full body transformation, which will be Tiger's Eye. And you can watch those videos and earn that badge. And then we'll have some special features for our sponsors, like Miss Patricia Hurt, that will also be, we hope, awesome. Yes, Patricia, you are correct. If you have any, this goes without saying in every class, if you have underlying disease or a pacemaker or anything like that, you should refrain from taking any supplementation without getting approval from your doctor. So thank you, Patricia, for reminding me to say that. You should not, if you have any underlying disease or have a pacemaker or any other implant, you should get your doctor's approval. I'm not a doctor. Tanya, what we like to do every few years is take all the existing videos and put them in an archive library. You'll still be able to find them, but at some point in the near future, all existing videos will be moved to the archive where you can do a search and find your favorites as we freshen up the website with all new videos and content. But we won't take anything away. It will still be there. It just may not be in the structure that we're laying out. We want to keep things fresh and new. A little bit of the old, a lot of the old, and a little bit of new. So people will come back and see what we have to offer. I'm glad you like the lunch and learns. I appreciate it. I like doing them with you all. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you. Many more to come. We're gearing up for an awesome 2022 with the help of our members and sponsors. Yes, the lap system will still be there. Kim Dankey's videos will still be there. She done a great job with Fast Track. Now I'm taking the baton and I will build out the Shibboleth journey, which will be you're talking, it's going to be huge next year. And then for those that really want to get into full body transformation and all kind of other topics as well, from essential oils to autophagy to barbell training, compound exercises, that will be in Tiger's Eye. Have I tried the cranberry apple spice spark that you drink hot? Yes, and I didn't think I would like it, and I love it. It's outstanding. I love that one. Don't forget, we're running our Christmas special as I get ready to go to the next meeting. We're running our Christmas special, no gimmicks. It is what it says it is. Lifetime membership, only $49. It's the biggest special we have ever run for so much. $49, pay once, never have to pay again. We're doing our best to phase out lifetime memberships. This has been a necessity for us during the 2 years of COVID because we don't advertise. So we have to come up with outstanding, amazing, jaw-dropping deals. And this is the best one we've ever offered. $49 lifetime membership, pay once, never pay again. It is set to end. I'll go on and be honest with you. It's set to end on the 24th, and then we'll run it again on the 26th, getting ready for the new year. And then we will try our best to do away with it January the 1st and get back to normal pricing. Yes, Tanya. Yes, it's a great deal. We'd do better if we could, but it's the best that we can offer. So I'm glad she's going to be able to take advantage of that. Thank you, Gayla. Thank y'all. Anybody else? All right. Well, with our love and appreciation, we'll just all say aloha. I think aloha means hello and bye. So we'll talk to you again real soon. We won't have any classes tonight. We'll reset tomorrow. Thursday, we'll do a lunch and learn at noon. And then we'll have our 2 meetings tomorrow night that we'll do Fast Track on Thursday night and the Surrender Accountability meeting. Let me help out one more person here. Ann, the metabolic nutrition says 14 servings. Yes, it's a 2-week supply. I use Coreplex and Omegaplex during normalcy. I like to take weight loss in 2-week increments anyway. It's more doable than a whole month. And I really love to run out those perfect days while I'm doing MNS, get into all my daily disciplines and the bonus disciplines. And when I'm doing MNS like that, I always drop anywhere from 5 to 10 pounds over 2 weeks. So good luck with that. I think you'll do great. All right, thank y'all so much. We'll see you next time. Oh, another question, sorry. Oh, I've already answered it. It was a private one, I already answered it. All right, thanks guys, talk to you later.